What is going on, everybody? I just finished watching the Big Brother 25 season premiere. Kind of have mixed feelings about this. I am overall very excited about the 25th season of Big Brother, 16 or more new house guests, and a lot to be excited about. Overall, I wasn't too enthralled with the cast. I don't know about anybody else, but immediately no one was really drawing me in as somebody that I have to root for. That always changes over the first week or two of any season of any show. But the initial draw for me just wasn't there. The biggest allure out of any of the contestants happened to be the one that showed up with like 5 seconds left in the episode. I feel like they fumbled that whole last section of the show quite hard. So let's jump into things. It was an hour-and-a-half episode, and we essentially just got to our basic introductions of the 16 contestants. We had 4 kind of fairly random competitions that resulted in 4 people landing on the nomination block, and apologies in advance, one person finding themselves in the Nether regions. I don't know why they landed on that name. I don't know why no one in production or anywhere, thought to themselves, maybe we should just call this the Shadow Realm or the Underrealm or the Bad Place or anything. But instead, they had to go with Nether regions, and we all know what the Nether regions are. And they're not a place that you go to after a creepy hand. Well, maybe it is a place you go to after a creepy hand touches you. But that's a totally different non-Big Brother related topic. So yeah, it was like for an hour and a half, I felt like we didn't get too much. And the biggest, most exciting section of the show was absolutely that final 10 seconds where we got the reveal that Cirie of Survivor fame was going to be on this season. We don't know exactly in what capacity. We don't know if she's a full contestant, but it wasn't just that she was there. It was that also her son is already a contestant on the show. And it also looked like Izzy totally clocked Jared the instant that she saw Cirie. And I thought that was kind of wild. And if not, they immediately, Izzy and Jared, made some like final 2. I think it was that she clocked that Cirie was Jared's mom. But, possible that they just like made a very snap decision, final 2 deal. And, for an hour and a half of TV to only get me really excited about 10 seconds is very bizarre. This whole multiverse thing, doesn't seem that great. Like they're throwing out like, for the first time ever, we're doing nominations before HOH. And, I'm sitting there as a viewer, I'm like, that's barely a twist. That's putting 2 things slightly out of order. A twist, in my opinion, is something that changes or revolutionizes the entire game, that throws everything on its head. You're going down a path that just goes one direction, and suddenly it's going in a totally different direction. In this case, we're going in a path that only goes one direction, and we veered slightly. We're just 1 degree off pace. That's very minor. On top of that, 4 people landing on the nomination block makes it way easier for people to save themselves. Still, being on the block week 1 isn't going to be a death sentence for these 4 contestants. I think the worst case was Corey, who finds himself on the block and is in, the Nether regions, and gets excluded from the game for who knows how long. I'm going to assume that he shows up some point tonight where the live feeds kick off, because it's awesome. Live feeds are back. I believe you can watch them for free on Pluto TV. That's going to be great. Something to just turn on whenever you feel like it. You're bored, throw those live feeds on, see what's going on. You don't really have to pay attention. You can just kind of hang out just like you're in the house. But you know, he's the biggest loser from the night. Ends up missing out on all the relationships that, you know, that's a good point. Whoever decided on Nether region should be fired. That is that is not okay. It was awful. It's awful. But anyways, biggest punishment definitely lands on Corey, who misses out on that first night of socializing, the first night of building relationships, the first night of potential alliances. So I feel like there will be people bonding right out of the gate, and that could be crucial for your game. You know, Corey is going to have to put his public speaking abilities to the test just to catch himself back up to speed once the game kicks off, because very easy for a good chunk of the house to start forming relationships and just say, hey, why don't we just kick off the guy who's not here? Very, very easy for that to kind of get out of control and away from Corey before he even gets a chance to play the game. One more note on Corey. His brother was also a Survivor alum, and, you know, kind of made me think, like, what if he also comes on the show? You know, we have Jared's mom, Cirie, on the show, Survivor legend, not just Survivor alum, and also have the connection to Survivor with Corey and his brother Zach. You know, there was somebody pointed out that looked like there was 20 spots set around the table, and we only have 17 people in the house. So does that mean that we're still going to get 3 more people entering the house this week? I think that would be very interesting. And that would be much more of a twist than we're going to do nominations before HOH. I also need to point out that this is a 100-day season, so we should get a few more evictions, and having a few more players kind of balances that out, would get us, you know, still a couple double evictions, plus a few more unexpected turns in the season. One thing I want to say about all of our contestants, it felt like the majority of them were coming into the game with the strategy of, I'm going to pretend dumb, or I'm going to pretend I don't do what I do. And that just strikes me as so silly. Like, I don't think there's any evidence that someone has come on the show and been like, hey, I'm a doctor, and then everyone else in the game is like, wow, they're a doctor, we got to vote them out. You know, who's one of the most famous players in Big Brother history? You know, his name's Dr. Will. I don't know if he's an actual doctor. He's got Dr. right in his name, and nobody was bending over backwards to get him out of the house first. And also this idea that if you're smart, that you're just going to get voted out. You know, if I'm playing the game, I want to align with smart people. I want to align with intelligent players. And if somebody is an astrophysicist or whatever, some smart dude, and they come in and they're like, you know, I've been at clown college for 25 years. You know, if I'm not going to want to play with them. But if they were just honest, then I maybe would want to play with them. Just a little thing that I don't really agree about in this game. But anyways, let's kind of wrap this thing up here. We got 4 people on the block. I already forgot one of their names. Felicia, Jared, Corey, and the other lady who did terrible at getting her butt kicked. I can't even remember her name. I feel really bad about that. She could be the first person gone this season. I immediately forgot her name. You know, unlike Julie Chen Moonves, I don't have somebody in my ear reminding me of everybody's name. You know, I wish my nephew Owen, who's been down here throwing up the signs all night, had that name ready to go, but he doesn't. He doesn't. You know, give us another sign here, Owen. But anyways, that's going to wrap things up for me tonight, everybody. As always, thank you so much for watching. That's right there. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, we'll see you later.